Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and The World Ends With You is 15 years old. Same age as Naku, actually. Anyway, so if you've seen my Twewy videos before, you probably know that I've been doing tutorials for this series. This is kind of a sequel to my solo/final remix gameplay tutorial, but this time, since it's the anniversary of the original game, we should take a look at the gameplay of the original DS version. It was originally for the Nintendo DS, which was Nintendo's handheld at the time of 2007. DS, or dual screen, was the whole gimmick of this system, and it worked out pretty well, honestly. It's also very different from any other version of the game because of the fact that the entire game is built around 2 screens, which means it's actually significantly different from any other version. Now I'm going to do a very brief recap of the remix gameplay, but if you don't already know how it works, definitely watch my video on it and then come back here. So we'll be mainly looking at the solo remix gameplay for a second because that's partially similar to the DS one. Basically, you control Naku by doing different gestures on the touchscreen, with some attacks needing you to tap an enemy, or slash an enemy, or any other gesture you can think of for touch. And you can move Naku by dragging him with your finger or stylus if you haven't lost yours like me. You also can call an assist from your partner, and if you attack back to back with Naku and your partner, it builds up a sync gauge, which you can use for your fusion attack, which is like your super move. You then gotta play a little mini game to increase your damage output. Okay, so that's how the remixes play, specifically solo and final remix, but the DS version uses both screens for a very good reason. This is because you not only play as Naku, but your partner is now a fully playable character instead of just being more of an assist. So the main thing we're going to be looking at is at the partner and the differences with the flow of battle, because honestly, Naku's gameplay is exactly the same, he just looks more pixelated. So Shiki in the remixes is used by just tapping a lot. However, on the DS version, you're going to have a bit more to do than that. The minigame that I mentioned earlier for the fusion attack is not present when you activate that move. However, it is there for normal combat. In order to fight with Shiki, you have to use the D-pad to go along with the combo path, and at the end it'll give you a card. At the top of the screen you'll see these flipped cards, and you gotta choose the paths that will match the cards on top. Once you do that, it'll build up for your fusion move. And so on the DS version, instead of having a little percentage, you have this part right here where it says, it has a star and it has a certain amount of number, a certain requirement, as well as a level over to the right. So each time you get the minigame right, you get the right, let's say you flip the right card, then it'll fill up with a star, and once you get that star, if you get enough, then your level will go up, your fusion level I should say, specifically. So you start for level 0, and then once you get up to level 1, you get your level 1 fusion, and if you ended up unlocking more of them along with playing the game, then you will go to level 2 and then level 3 if you keep going. There's also still a way for you to increase your damage output, though this time it's for every attack instead of just that fusion move. As you fight, there will be this green orb passing through Naku and Shiki. This is called your puck. When the puck is on you, you gotta do a combo in order to pass it to the next person, and this increases your attack power with a multiplier each time you do it correctly. And if that sounded complicated, don't worry, it's something you could get used to. However, if you don't get used to it, you can go over to the settings and put Shiki on auto. This will make it so that if you want to, you can mainly focus on Naku while the AI controls Shiki. However, you can still control Shiki whenever you want to, but she'll be controlled by the AI when you're not using the D-pad. Okay, the last thing I'll need to talk about are their stats and things like that. So when I say that Shiki is a full character, I didn't mean just by having a full moveset. Naku and Shiki will share a life bar, so if Naku gets hit, it'll take some from the bottom. If Shiki gets hit, it'll take some from the top. While partners can't walk around, they usually have some sort of dodge or block button. And of course, just like with Naku, you're going to want to give them food and clothes. Of course, now taking their defense into account since they can actually take damage now. There's also the stickers which will give them stat buffs as well. Oh, and one last thing I gotta tell you. This part isn't exactly a gameplay tip, but I'm just letting you know that the boss fights will be a bit different in both versions because of the change from the 2 screens to 1. If you're coming from the remix versions, be sure to keep that in mind. So that was how you play the original version of The World Ends With You that came out 15 years ago. And again, if you need more info on Naku's gameplay, you can check out my video on the remix games for a deeper understanding. Thank you guys for watching, happy 15th anniversary to Twewy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.